Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and Farlanders. And Farlanders. That's what I have been trying to say lately. Hello, Farlanders. My name is Kurt, and welcome back to Farlands or Bust, episode 779 of the series. Oh, hello. Welcome back, Wolfie. Ooh, look at this mountainous region we have. Not to look forward to, because that is to the north. Or to the south. North. That's the north. All right, got it. Yeah, let's, where'd I get this string from? What is happening? What? I'm very confused. Oh, that's right. We uncovered, unflooded that underwater spawner in the last episode. So that's probably where I got that string from. Don't need it, don't want it. Throw that away. Just get rid of these remaining charcoals. And be on our way west towards those far lands here in Minecraft Beta 173 for episode 779, like I said, I think, for your Sunday, April 19th, 2020. This one being recorded live on Twitch the day before. So thank you for either tuning in live or watching or listening on the podcast edition or on YouTube. Much appreciated indeed, and much appreciated for the continued support at farlandsorbust.com for our charity fundraiser for the Progressive Animal Welfare Society, also known as PAWS, confusingly. We're up to $1,664 raised for PAWS. And we got questions along with those donations. How am I doing for inventory? I'm doing all right. Doing all right. Thank you very much for that. And I hope you're all doing well, holding together, keeping on and keeping on. Indeed. The girlfriend and I are still quarantined, I suppose. She's been the one who's been doing trips to the grocery store, just because they make me nervous. Not necessarily due to health concerns, but just they make me nervous. But she came back last time with some grocery store badminton sets so that we could play badminton in the backyard, like $4 but no, like $4 badminton sets. And already twice we've gotten the shuttlecock stuck in the trees. Don't you hate when that happens? All right, I'm trying to make it around this mountain here, but we're just going the wrong way. So in these trying times, all right, you know what? In these trying times, it's no longer known as badminton, but sadminton is what she said. Sadminton. We don't have a, I almost called it a fence, but a net. There's no net. It's just hit the cheap shuttlecock back and forth until it falls to the ground. All right, this mountain range has proven to be most difficult to pass, hasn't it? I might need to dig through it. Oh, no, we can just go, well, no, we can't. Ooh, pumpkins. It's just a game, no need to be madmitten. All right, listen here, you. Listen here, you. All right, what happens if I do this? Oh. Oh my god. Look, everybody, I'm caving in Farlands or Bust. And by caving, I mean just digging up and through a mountain. What is this madness, Wolfie? Aha! We did it. We made it through. We went through the mines of Moria. and survived to tell the tale. So yeah, that was funny and fun. Also, we're trying to get Juno to play with a ball, or like a frisbee. Trying the frisbee. She also picked up cheap grocery store tennis balls. Man, she's just not interested. I'm like trying, and I like get all excited when she even just like touches the ball with her nose and like give her a treat and stuff, so that she starts to understand that that's what I want. But I don't know, I feel like it's probably a little bit more ingrained in a dog's instinct as to whether or not they actually want to run after and catch and hold on to whatever ball, frisbee, toy, whatever. Probably less a teachable thing, although I will try. I will try. We shall see. It's weird because we pretended to, like, throw a treat back and forth, and she chased after that. Like, we stood on opposite sides of the lawn and, like, pretended to throw something at each other. And she, quote-unquote, chased after that, but it was really just running between us. But then when we actually started throwing something, like the tennis ball, she's like, well, I'm not going to be able to... That's not a treat, that's a tennis ball. Nuts to that. Too smart. Too smart. But anyway, that's what's been going on here. We're getting things planted in the ground and other such things as these. I'm replacing batteries in the Corolla and alternators. I gotta do the carburetor jet rejetting, which should be fun and exciting. But yeah, no, and streaming. I tried playing The Witcher 3. I mean, I was playing The Witcher 3, but being as it's a 5-year-old game, I didn't feel the audience was there for it. Was I enjoying it? I was making myself enjoy it. But yeah, I suppose for those of you who don't realize, I was trying The Witcher 3. I mean, I'm certainly seeing all the influence that went into the rebooted Tomb Raider games, of which I don't like all the influence of the RPG elements. But we tried playing that. We returned to Astroneer for a little bit, because they had this garbage cleanup event update thing. But yeah, we're trying to figure things out. So what I'm getting to, the long and the short of the story here, is that after we're done recording this episode 779, I am, for the first time in a non-Flobathon scenario, going to continue streaming Far Lands or Bust for an hour or two as kind of a test. Remember, I've been saying I was going to do this for like the past, what is it today, Saturday? For the past 2 years or so? So I'm actually going to do it. I've stopped worrying about it. And then, of course, right as in the midst of streaming here, I realized I have some problems that need ironing out. Much so like a lot of my Twitch alerts utilize sound clips that may or may not be copywritten, and therefore being able to upload the archives, the non-episodic archives of these Far Lands or Bust streams, I'm going to need to mute my alerts. Like, I would still like to treat it like just a normal stream, so what I might have to do is come up with a completely alternate set of alerts that then could be fine and dandy being up on YouTube. So that's just more work that I'm not going to do and is going to further delay such things as these. Oh, don't you love it? And actually, just one more little tidbit of information. Just before we started recording, I don't remember who brought it up or how the question was posed, but somebody asked if I have my fancy Guinness Book of World Records certificate hung up in my new office. And no, I don't, because the story I've told is they brought it for a photo shoot. They gave me the certificate, but they kept the frame. They didn't let me keep the frame, because they were going to use the frame for additional photo shoots they were doing with other gamers. So I found that to be a bit odd. And I can't find a store-bought frame, because it's a weird... It's not a normal piece of paper. It's like a weird dimensional... Another dimension! Speaking of copyright. It's a weird size that just doesn't come in off-the-shelf frames. So I don't have it framed. But you know what? The Guinness World Records website sells the exact frames that they didn't let me keep for $46 or whatever. I could buy my own Guinness World Records frame for my Guinness World Record that they gave me. That's the scam. I see how you make your money, Mr. Guinness. You and your beer. Let's go to sleep and continue in the morning. And awakeness. And awakeness. So I found that to be funny. So there's your funny little anecdote of the day. Bing. Continuing on. Like I said, with donations, we do have questions. We do have questions from those donors, like this one from Dennis. Do you have any hobbies or interests that would be considered... Now here's a word. Anachronistic. Anachronistic. Am I pronouncing that right? For those of you who don't know, like myself, who had to look this up before answering the question, that means old-timey. Like instead of anachronistic, that would be like, oh, instead of just buying butter at the store, you churn your own butter, or you make your own strawberry preserves or whatever. Like doing things the old-timey way that have been made obsolete or old-fashioned by current technologies and availabilities. For example, I've taken up learning how to use a slide rule. For fun. For $1. What would you need a slide ruler for in any day-to-day activities? Is walking to the far lands anachronistic? Possibly. We could just teleport ourselves there and be like, okay, far lands, here they are, bye! And then you would all forget me, and I would end up on the streets. I'm trying to think. I mean, this actually relates to a question that I'm going to answer later. I used to be doing, like, hand pour-over coffee or French press coffee, but I recently got a coffee machine to take care of that. I don't know if that's necessarily old-fashioned or just a different process. Write out checks. I have been writing out a few checks. That's just because I don't want to sign up for one of these scam money transfer services through the bank. What the heck is it called? There's Venmo, and then that's through PayPal, and then all the banks have this other alternate one. That's like, oh, want to send your money to someone? How about do it through Zippity-doo-dah, or blah, blah, blah. What is it called? It's called something else. It's called Zelle. Yeah, that's the one. Every bank, and it is a consortium of banks that came up with Zelle. But you then have to sign up for Zelle. Like, I want to give... Oh, look at this pack. Oh my, that's a big old pack of wolves. How many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Isn't that the biggest it can be? 8? I can't tell which one's Wolfie. Aside from the 3D glasses. Neat. So yeah, that's annoying. Making websites. Yeah, making websites in Notepad or other text editors, that's something I did. I mean... I don't know. I don't think so. I don't definitely think regularly. There are definitely certain, like, habits. Like, I wash the dishes by hand, even when I had a dishwasher. We don't here, but I wash my dishes by hand. I suppose that could be considered somewhat anachronistic. But that's not a hobby. Oh, do you have any hobbies or interests? Maybe it is. Perhaps I just like a clean dish. I don't know. Well, I don't know that I even have any hobbies or interests. Full stop. End of sentence. I don't know if cars go. I mean, like, yes, I have a carbureted automobile with a manual transmission. But I don't know. But that's kind of the point of it, I think. Like if you own an old car or whatever. I mean, similarly, I suppose with telescopes, if you build your own telescopes, if you grind your own mirrors, and like do that would be maybe considered as opposed to just buying one off the shelf. I don't know. Yeah, just like overall, like I'm not using slide rules or abacuses. Abaci? It's abaci, right? Sounds like a Lord of the Rings villain. Yeah, no, I'm sorry, I don't have a specific answer. Like, I'm not into vinyl records. I watch only VHS tapes. No. Like, I don't, like, use film cameras or whatever. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of that stuff like that, but I can't think of it right now. Can't think of one that I do specifically. Similarly, though, Samuel asks, is there a technical skill that you do not currently have that you would like to learn in the near future, for work or for hobby? For example, welding, programming, etc. Technical skill. Oh, hello. I don't know. I mean, there's useful things that would be useful, like welding for car refurbishing and repair and stuff. But that I feel like a lot of that is more about like space and time and money. Whoa, that's a pit. That is a pit that is open and follow downable. Future. I don't know. Don't know. Is there like I'm now looking to chat to like, have I said anything in the past that qualifies for this? This is what having a live chat is helpful for. A technical skill that I want, that I would like to learn in the future. I attempted very briefly to ride a longboard. I went walking with the girlfriend, with Juno, and she was riding on her longboard. And I did a few feet in it. It was very difficult. Very slippery. And the danger of breaking many bones. Lockpicking. Oh yeah, I guess lockpicking. Lockpicking. I gotta get back into that. That's one of those things that was like, yay, and then you forget about. Yeah, I think lockpicking is on there. Is that technical? I think so. Like more so than like artistic, like learning an instrument or something like that, I feel. Alan Zero. Right, but yeah, I don't know that that's technical. They're asking about a technical skill. I mean, if this, depending on how long this YouTube, Twitch, whatever I'm doing thing lasts, programming would be nice to know. To find another job, whether it be. That's anachronistic. Anachronistic. You know what I meant. Who's Anna? I don't know, but her last name is Carnistic. Yeah, these are some tough questions. But I'm having trouble finding. You can learn COBOL. Yeah, everybody needs COBOL programmers for the antiquated unemployment systems across the states. Oops. Is it any way related to HTML and CSS? Because that's the only thing I know. Like 10 year ago versions of that. Let's go to sleep and continue not answering your questions in the morning. And awakeness. And awakeness. I mean, like, it would be neat to learn how to fly a plane, be a pilot, get a pilot's license. I don't know if that's a technical skill more so than it is something completely different. Right? Like, that's I don't know what that would be considered. Like, maybe airplane repair is the technical skill, but not actually being a pilot. That's more of a... That's more of a... I don't know what that is. I think of these things too literally is my problem. Job. You gotta get certified to be a pilot. Right, but yeah, I guess I'm trying to think of things that are very, like, task-oriented, like welding, programming, or lockpicking, or, you know, whatever. As opposed to being a pilot, you have to know many skills, both technical and applicable to flying a plane, and knowing all the lingo and the checklists. Always learn winemaking. Yes, the perfect skill for somebody who doesn't drink. Woof. Yeah, I mean, I guess welding would be nice for, like, making exhausts and things. I don't know. My brain isn't all there, I guess, for these sort of, like, think about your life and existence in the future scenarios, I suppose. Speaking of which, speaking of Zelle and bank logins, Jonathan has a very suspicious question. I recently had to write security questions for my work's payment account system. I'm curious, what are some of your favorite or preferred security questions? Without revealing any personal information, obviously. I think even just saying the security questions is a breach of those security questions. What I do, or is it what I do? See, I even think what I do is giving away. What you gotta do is answer those questions, but don't answer them with the truth. Like, everybody knows that security questions for resetting a password or whatever are not very secure, because most of the time they ask, you know, questions that could be gathered from public records, like schools you went to, maiden names, and whatever. So, a real way to get around that security downfall is to answer with gibberish. Yeah, I don't think I have any preferred. And yeah, that is a weird thing. Somebody says somebody has to write those? Like, you can't just go to another website and copy and paste them? So yeah, that's weird. I haven't actually encountered that sort of stuff in a very, very long time, because I do think a lot of security-based systems are eschewing them for much more secure things, like two-factor authentication and whatever. But thank you, Jonathan, for the question and the donation. Alan Zero got in a question here just before we started recording. Alan asked, look at this. It's a plinth. It's a... That space... There's a space odyssey happening. Now that you've moved in with the girlfriend, capital T, capital G, do you find that your daily habits have changed at all? Do you still eat a ham sandwich for lunch every day? Yes, I still do eat a ham sandwich for lunch every day. I think the biggest thing that has changed is simply my schedule. I wake up earlier and I go to bed earlier to match her schedule and sleeping habits. That obviously hasn't changed how early I start streaming. But, yeah, I think that's the biggest change for me. And also, it's tough because, you know, the world has kind of fallen apart at exactly the same time. So it's hard to say what changes have been spurred by simply moving in versus gestures vaguely at everything else surrounding us. So, yeah, I think that... I mean, I've noticed I used to take Juno on a walk every single day, and I've not been doing that. I mean, I take Juno out in the backyard and run back and forth and get some of her energy out that way. But it's not as easy for me to just walk out the door here. It's not the same kind of neighborhood and stuff. So if I do walk her, I have to generally get in the car and drive somewhere. So that's something I still need to adapt to, figure out my scheduling. Do I do that before I start streaming? Do I do that after I'm done streaming? Look at that singular mushroom. There you go. That's a dark enough place for you to live, Mr. Mushroom. Delicacies. So yeah, otherwise I still have my coffee and my oatmeal in the morning. I have my ham sandwich for lunch. I mean, dinners are nice to have dinner with somebody as opposed to by myself. So we tend to have dinner together. No, but otherwise, all pretty similar, I think. I don't know. Man, I think my brain's broken. I can't think of things. I can't think of things to answer any of these questions. Y'all who got their questions in for this episode really got the short end of the stick. Lastly, Alan Zero said, also I miss hearing you enthuse about the many ways in which you obtain, make, or enjoy your coffee. If you could talk about that, I'd be delighted. I did just purchase, and is on the way, 5 pounds of Intelligentsia coffee. They sell 5-pound bags, and I'm like, you know what? That's another thing. I don't have a nearby place to buy my fancy coffee. I used to get it at a Target. Now I don't go to Target. There's not one nearby. So I just ordered a 5-pound bag of coffee. So yeah. There's that. But yeah, I switched. I still grind my own beans, and I switched to a drip coffee maker, but like a fancy one that emulates pour over, and it works pretty well. But yeah, that has pretty much remained unchanged. Frederick! Am I going to get to your question? Let's try. Frederick asked, we've chosen you for our first person to visit Mars. But it's a long trip, so you can only choose one historical figure to bring on your journey. Who will it be? They can't currently be alive. If they were alive, that would draw too much of the oxygen resources on the ship. We'll resurrect them for you. Man, these questions are all the difficult ones that KurtJMac is unable to answer. Legitimately. Well, that would have been a good place for a hidey hole right there. It's got like a front facade and everything. Oh well. Gotta bring a snack. Deadbodies.com. Don't go there. I'm sure that actually exists and it's a horrible place, probably. I mean, I've always answered this. Like, oh God, that scared me a lot. That scared me a great deal. It's raining, everybody. Jeebus. Let's go. Are you hurt, Wolfie? No, you're not. There's this kind of pre-built hidey hole right here. I'm gonna use it. Good googly moogly. I got spooked. I got right spooked. Did anybody else get spooked? That's loud as heck. Oh, that's not how you do this. Wait. There we go. Good Googles. Okay, we're safe. Probably. Ish. Woo! That is strikingly sudden, isn't it? It's not, it doesn't just slowly ramp up to a nice drizzle to a rain. It's like, rain! Suddenly rain! Woo, buddy. I got spooked right out. Is this a sign that I shouldn't stream? Farlands or busts next? Sorry. The pick the logical answer is to pick the lightest and smallest historical person. So you can bring more stuff. I mean, the answer I give for all these, like, you have dinner with a famous person, you have questions for a famous historical figure. I mean, if we're going to Mars, I don't know, Carl Sagan, or, you know, somebody else who is really into space and science and exploration sort of stuff, right? Man, I'm not really into historical figures, am I? Not into history. David Bowie. I don't know that David Bowie would actually want to go to Mars. Or maybe he would. Bill Nye? Bill Nye's still alive. Is he? He is. But anyway, I gotta get my brain right. My friends. But thank you, everybody, for your donations and your questions, and I apologize that I didn't answer any of them. But yeah, this has been episode 779 of Farlands or Bust. FarlandsOrBust.com is where you want to go to donate or learn more about the show, the series. And my name is Kurt. I will see you next time. Gotta bring a snack. Dead bodies.